On April 6th, the high-level conference 10th anniversary of the signature of the Istanbul Convention was held. The state-of-the-art, organized by the Portuguese Presidency of the Council of the European Union, attended by representatives of the European Parliament, Europol, the European Institute for Gender Equality, as well as representatives of the group of experts to combat violence against women and domestic violence from the European Women's Lobby, academics and journalists. The objective was to take stock of a decade of the Istanbul Convention, analyze the impacts of the pandemic, and, in particular, reflect on what concrete measures and actions are necessary to ensure that the standards of the Convention are achieved in line with the fundamental priority of the European Union to end all forms of violence against women and girls, and the new EU strategy for gender equality 2020 to 2025. As stated by the Minister of State and the Presidency, Mariana Vieira da Silva, at the opening of the conference, the Istanbul Convention is the map for Europe where all girls and women feel safe, where they are protected and where they can continue their paths that they want, which is why it is essential to see it as the tool that allows them to establish the necessary guidelines for a common approach. This message was shared by the European Commissioner for Equality, Helena Dalli, and by the ministers of the trio of presidencies with the equality portfolio, Janez Cigler-Krajš from Slovenia and Franziska Giffey from Germany. The Secretary of State for Citizenship and Equality, Rosaria Montero, ended the work. According to the minister, by pointing out the challenges and the dangers of regression that we face, the conference allowed us to conclude that a huge commitment prevails to continue the transformation that the Istanbul Convention has been potentiating throughout this decade, since the strengthening of support systems and protection for victims, up to the increase in knowledge and the recognition of the scourge and the active deconstruction of gender stereotypes that underlie all forms of violence against women and girls. Portugal was the first EU country to accede to the Council of Europe Convention for the Prevention and Combat of Violence against Women and Domestic Violence, adopted in Istanbul in May 2011. It is the first international legally binding treaty for combating violence against women and came into force in 2014 and has been ratified to date by 33 countries and signed by 12 other states or supranational entities. And if you want to stay informed, please subscribe to my channel. Auf Wiedersehen.